Tonight on Channel 6 News Weekend Edition, an investigation is underway after a gas station caught fire in Mexia. Plus, a local school has found a way to keep kids alert in the classroom and active outdoors. We'll talk about it in this week's Central Texas Spotlight. And a new machine in Temple is making heart surgery not only more efficient, but safer as well. Channel 6 News Weekend Edition starts right now.
They said right before it happened, a couple electrical breakers kicked off.
It's been a fiery weekend across Central Texas. 2 separate families are homeless in Killeen after fires there, and a third fire that broke out in Mexia is still being investigated. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Imani Payne. We begin with that massive fire in Mexia that broke out overnight. And although the fire took hours to contain, it could have been a lot worse. Channel 6 News reporter Andrew Moore is here to explain. Hey, Andrew.
Imani, crews responded to the fire about 7:30 last night, and while it took them several hours to contain this, they were able to keep the blaze from reaching the gas pumps and from hurting the employees.
It seemed to be a normal afternoon at the Valero in Mexia. Shortly before 7:30, employees heard a strange sound.
Employees in the store reported hearing smoke. They said right before it happened, a couple electrical breakers kicked off.
By the time the fire department arrived, the employees had gotten out and the building was filled with fire. The fire department's first priority, get them away from the scene and the gas pumps.
They evacuated the employees away and set up a perimeter around the fire.
The fire spread to the attic, but fortunately, firefighters were able to keep it there. 4 hours later, they finally had it under control.
A lot of smoke, but not a lot of embers or anything blowing. Like I said, at this point, we've got it about 90% contained.
And while the building was engulfed, the community stayed safe.
And investigators are still looking into the cause of that fire, but fortunately, no one was hurt, and they did not have to shut down the highway while they fought this. Imani?
All right, thanks, Andrew. 3 people are homeless after a fire broke out at an apartment complex in Killeen. The flames tore through a unit at the Hoodview Apartments on Wales Drive around 8 this evening. More than 7 fire trucks responded to the scene. We don't yet know the cause of the fire. No one was hurt, but crews are still checking for hot spots. Also in Killeen, a home went up in flames, leaving more folks homeless tonight. It happened on a state street just before 3 this morning. Neighbors grabbed video as flames shot out of the roof. The cause of the fire is still under investigation, but may have been electrical in nature. Luckily, no one was hurt. One man is recovering in the hospital tonight after being shot in Mexia. It happened early this morning outside of Club 84 on West Milam. Officers near the club heard gunshots coming from that direction, and once on scene, they found a man who had been shot laying on the ground in the club's parking lot. He was rushed to the hospital and is in stable condition at this hour. Police have identified several suspects, but no arrests have been made. Well, it's time now for our first check of our weather. Meteorologist Zach Scott is standing by with what we can expect for the work week ahead. Hey, Zach.
Yeah, hey there, Imani. I think we're going to continue with this cold spell that we've been stuck in since. Forecast coming up.
All right, thanks, Zach. Now to Falls County, where 2 people were arrested, one for outstanding warrants and another for meth. Deputies responded to a home just outside of Marlin and set up surveillance. That's where they found 36-year-old Michael Capps. He was taken into custody for credit card abuse and bail jumping. A second person, 34-year-old Selena Capps, was also found at the home. Deputies found meth on her and took her into custody as well. Both remain in the Falls County Jail tonight. A Hillsborough Fire Department truck was hit while working an accident. It happened on I-35 near mile marker 373. Photos of the incident show the extent of the damage. Crews say they had just put out a car fire when a tour bus for a Christian rock band got around the blocked off scene and slammed into the back of the fire engine. Because the truck was blocking the scene, no first responders were hurt. Everyone on the tour bus is also doing okay. Well, a machine at Baylor Scott & White Medical Center here in Temple is mending hearts safer than ever before. Curtis Quillen joins us now with the details. Hey, Curtis.
Well, Imani, not only can this machine called Stereotaxis give...
Well, in what's being called an absolute miracle, 5- and 8-year-old sisters were found alive in rugged Northern California wilderness after surviving there for 44 hours. Leah and Caroline wandered off from their home on Friday wearing rain jackets and boots. They were found earlier today dehydrated and cold, but in good spirits. It was a volunteer firefighter that found them in a wooded area about a mile from their home. The girls were reunited with their frantic parents safe and sound, thanks in part to survival training they got with their local 4-H club. And officials say at least 22 people are dead in Alabama tonight as severe weather and tornadoes move through the state. Emergency officials say they are still assessing the damage and injuries, with over 200 first responders on the scene performing search and rescue operations. Area schools will be closed Monday due to the storms, and power outages have been reported for over 10,000 customers in the state. Well, still ahead on